And finally this week we saw The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. It's directed by Tony Scott, and it stars Denzel Washington and John Travolta. Denzel Washington is Walter Garber, who is a transit employee working the switch desk for the subway system in New York, and John Travolta plays a character named only by his alias of Ryder, and he takes hostage Pelham 1, 2, 3 in exchange for getting $10 million for the hostages who are aboard it. But I mean, this one is another one that is pretty standard by the book type of suspense movie. There was a new twist in there with the Denzel Washington's character and his credibility and honesty, and kind of a play of his wanting redemption for what he has done. But other than that, is pretty standard. I was kind of surprised Tony Scott kind of left the kinetic text on the screen to a minimum, at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's using like Google Maps so that you know where everything is, which, it doesn't really matter. You could just say that the police cars with the ransom money on the other side of town. Mm-hmm. We all know New York's a big town. We don't need Google Maps to illustrate it for us. And, I did like the subplot about how Washington's character is accused of taking a bribe, and so, and really, that whole thing supplies him with motive to put himself in danger, because it's his opportunity to redeem himself for tripping up and taking this bribe. But, I mean, even that is really taken to the point where it stops being a characteristic of Garber and just becomes a plot device to keep him in the game. Yeah. And, I mean, it's really just an excess. Tony Scott, is a director of excess, and that's they can't just let the audience accept that he's doing this so that he can be redeemed. They've got to keep reminding you. Yeah. Well, that's why he's still going at it. And and there's some of the action scenes are a little over the top, like the car crash involving the police car that's carrying the money. Yeah. Where it was in the air for a good 20 seconds. Yeah. From in town speeds, there's no way that car would be flying that far unless it's made out of balsa wood or something. But I mean, it is a pretty decent movie, and really, what this movie is selling is Denzel Washington and John Travolta in a movie together. Yeah. And almost every scene features one or both of them. So I mean, you get what you pay for. And
it does, but they did a very good job. Denzel Washington is very good at playing the everyman. Everybody can connect with Denzel Washington, no matter what your circumstances are. Yeah. You like him, you know him as a character, and you really can connect with him. And John Travolta, when he's playing a bad guy, he does a pretty good job at it.
He's a little over the top.
Well, that's him, though. I mean, that's how he is in all of his performances. Swordfish, not a great movie, but he did a good job playing the bad guy in that. So, I mean, I think John Travolta has that niche. As long as he stays in it, he does a pretty good job.
Yeah. It's not a movie that there's a lot of great things to say about it, but really there's not a whole lot of terrible things to say about it. It's it's easy to pick on it, these little failings of it, but really, I mean, overall it's a decent movie, and
I enjoyed it.
It moves right along, so I would say see it. We'll be right back with our summary.